Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So hi guys, welcome back. It is another episode. I have a guest with me. His name is Ian.
Yeah.
You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Ian.
I decided I have some curious questions. I don't know if you want to tell them your age.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. What information should I give?
I would just say how old you are because the other ones are a little bit younger when I talk to them, and I'm a little bit in the 30s, so that's why. Okay. I guess a different perspective.
Well, I didn't know if you were if I need to say like I don't know, from Bakersfield, or you know what I mean. I don't know. Okay. So I don't know if that's too much.
No, I'm kidding.
Cut that. So I am 32.
Okay. Yeah. So with my questions, I think it's a little bit. It's kind of. I have a couple of them.
Okay.
And for me, it was more so kind of getting to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
And from the information that I've already kind of talked to you about, but I had like a little bit more. Just a little bit
in yeah, more in depth.
So my first question to you would be, what made you start wanting to box? Like, how long have you been boxing?
Okay. So actually not that long. So I started boxing about around January of last year. So I'm almost coming up on a year now. I've always wanted to do some kind of like combat. I don't know what is it called, like combat sports.
Yeah.
So actually, I looked into jiu-jitsu at one point, and I don't know. I'm probably gonna sound like a wimp, but I just don't like it's unsanitary. I don't know. It's not unsanitary, but just I get really sweaty. I know you can see it, so I get really sweaty.
What you mean.
People rolling around on a wet mat. I was kind of like, and then also boxing, it's just I feel like it's very, it's useful, it has lots of tools where you can use in common day. But one thing I will say boxing has really done for me, and I've been very surprised at, it's like kind of, I was never very confrontational, which I'm not like anymore, but I do feel more confident in like addressing issues. It's funny, if I see two people like maybe disagreeing on something, or maybe like if I feel like maybe I see someone like doing something disrespectful, I'm a lot more likely to speak up rather than before. And I feel like that sounds like kind of douchey almost in a sense.
No, yeah.
But it does, I feel like it does give you like a certain set of confidence of like, just being confident of, I guess, being able to handle yourself.
Yeah. No, I would say I agree, because that's kind of sort of why I started in a way, probably 2 years ago, almost 3 years now. Mm-hmm. That was why I started, because it makes me feel a little bit more confident that I can handle myself in certain situations, if ever that happens.
Exactly.
Not that I look forward to that happening.
And that's also too, I hate it, because I again, not being confrontational, I would never look for those situations, like we kind of talked about. Like if something is going down, I'm like, okay, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But like I said, exactly. So that's why I feel like I have enjoyed boxing, because it has made me a lot more like, I guess he's also too like call people's bullshit when I see stuff. I'm like, that's not, that's bullshit. That's not right. Which I guess has made me more outspoken, which is nice, which I do appreciate.
Okay, I see that, because I feel like I used to keep to myself a little bit more, and now I feel like.
But how were you always like that? Do you feel like?
I will say, like, I didn't like confrontation. I have had people where at times, like growing up, there was like 1 or 2 fights that I was in that I was like, if there's an issue, I would say, like, tell me to my face, stop telling everybody else. And then it became more like, they were like, oh, let's go fight. And I was like, wait, I thought we were going to talk about, we're already here.
Yeah.
So with that, I think not always, but I have always been very, I don't want to say hot-headed.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to back down in a sense, because I'm like, wait, like, I'm going to stand my ground. And I've been complimented on that by women in a sense, because they have said that.
No, definitely. I respect
and I'm like, and it probably has gotten me into sticky situations, because obviously I had that relationship where it was like, I didn't back down in a sense, because I was like, you're in my face, back up, type thing.
But I also feel like that probably could have, I don't know for sure, but it could have stopped it from even being worse.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't know, you have to like, where I always think, as you get older, you realize like a lot of us, human psychology is very like we can all be put in a box, basically. We all do things that are very, I don't know, I guess normal to the rest of society and population. Right. And I feel like when you are, people like that look for victims. So if you're going to be a victim and be like, oh, I can't do anything, they're a lot more likely to pile it on.
Yes.
Yeah. So no, I do feel like you're saying, just doing that probably made a big step in like, your independence, I guess, for an extent.
Yeah. So with that, I'm telling you, I got like, so while boxing, I would say while you're here and stuff, could you name a song no one would guess you listen to?
So I'm I'm super lame when it comes to music. So I feel like I was. Oh no, I can though. I can, but I don't know. It's funny because. So I do like listening. I've been to some like I do like death metal and like heavy metal. I don't know if that is. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh,
snap! No, because I was gonna say a band that I like, but it's really funny because.
I'm interested. I'm like,
okay, because it's funny because they're in the industry. They're kind of like douchey. Like they're okay. So let me. Okay, so I like it's like Kublai. I don't even know how to say their name. Have you heard of them? Okay, so they're like a death metal band, right? But I don't want to. Okay, because they're almost like. I hate it because they almost are like Red Pill. Like the lead singer is a mustache, right? Okay. He's all in the super going to the gym, but then he started saying more conservative things, you know?
Okay.
And all of a sudden, like their music is not like that at all, right? But him, the lead singer, he's like, he kind of turned into like a Trump supporter and like kind of turned conservative, where like literally death metal is the complete opposite. It's very punk. It's very against the government, against the industry.
Yeah.
So everyone kind of shits on that band now, like don't, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's really funny because if you look at the lead singer, like he has a mustache, like I kind of like look like him a little bit. And I hate it because I'm not trying to, but I like the band and I kind of like him. But ever since I've heard his like, he's been more outspoken. I don't like him. But there's probably a few, like I said, bands and songs like that I can name that. So like in in like March, I went to the Warriors at the Nile.
Okay.
So it's like very more of kind of punkish death metal. So
because one of my best friends from high school, her name's Brittany. She does I think it's called In the Pit.
Okay.
And she interviews, metal band all from everywhere type thing. And she has always, I will say out of high school is when she really started to, get into that stuff. And like for me, I kind of have a broad.
Yeah. See, that's how
when it
I
comes
am
to music.
Too. Yeah, like I like reggae. I listen a lot more like hip hop than anything. So that's what I mean. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place.
So that's and she was like, we connected on that stuff too. But like she is very obsessed with Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay,
and she loves that band and everything, and she's been to many shows and stuff. And I, for me, found it really cool that she did start doing this podcast and interviewing these bands and stuff like that, even though some are not well known or some are in different places and stuff. So it was kind of cool that you said. I was not expecting that. I will say that.
So did she interview the Warriors?
I'm not sure exactly who.
You've heard of that name before?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty big because they're older, but they're not like. Oh, you guys are pretty cool.
Yeah. So for me, because while I was growing up, I would say like my music taste has always been everywhere. Metal to classic to country to.
But see, okay, I will say like the only genre of music I really don't like is country, but like newer country. Like I love Buck Owens, I like Dwight, you know what I mean? Like Yoakum, I like the old country. I don't like really
no.
Country.
Yeah, because I can do Shania Twain.
Twangy country. Yeah. No, what I was gonna say though, dude, dang it, I forgot. I was gonna ask you something. Oh, because so you probably graduated in like 08, 09?
07. Yeah,
07, okay. So were you in high school during like the emo phase, like the RAR and the? Did you catch any of that, or was that?
Well, it's like alternative rock, I guess.
Exactly.
You can say.
Yeah. Well, you said. Oh no, it mentioned plus a little bit different, but I was thinking like Huge What We Aim For.
So,
or you know what I mean?
So in high school, I will say my phase that I had gone through was 90s R&B.
Oh, okay.
And that kind of area, but before that, it was pop, like Backstreet Boys and all that, Britney and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then it started to kind of open up a little bit more with like, I guess, what was that band? Oh my Good Charlotte.
I really like Good Charlotte.
Yeah. So that kind of like opened the door in a sense because at the time my crush gave me the CD and I was like, oh my god.
Okay.
And when he gave me the CD and I was like, you gotta listen to the whole thing, and so that kind of opened the door to know that there was other music that I was actually interested in.
But it's so funny you say that crush gave you a CD, because the first thing I thought of is when I was in 6th grade, I gave my crush a CD. Emily Fuentes, I still remember her name. She was beautiful.
I know.
I gave her Confessions by Usher.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So I think I'll probably never live that down. So probably.
No, and I still remember, like, mine was David Ozuna. I remember it, I remember him giving it to me, and I was like, and he gave me the CD, and I just remember that.
You're like, every lyric, you're like, oh my God,
he means that. So that kind of opened that door to just different type of music that I was interested in that maybe my family wasn't interested in, because my mom would go to Yellowstone, and she'd have us listening to, like, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Really?
And, And so
Oh,
we know
that's
that, or like Serena Paris and that kind of stuff. Like it wasn't the norm, I guess you can say, at the time, and we were not very exposed to anything explicit like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, did you grow up in like a kind of more like conservative religious household?
No, not religious at all.
Really?
Not religious at all. Like my mom was more so like, what you believe in is what you want to believe in.
No, yeah.
And
It's funny. That's how my mom is. Yeah, and I respect it.
And that's
I love
how I am.
it.
Yeah, it's more so like she kind of just. And I think one day I came home from my friend's house and I was like, I want to be a Jehovah's Witness. And she was like, you know what that means? And I was like, no. And she was like, well, you don't get to celebrate this, and they don't really celebrate that. And I'm like, oh, I'm just kidding.
Like never mind. You're like, no birthday?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Never mind. Oh, yeah.
I was like, but I love my
birthday.
birthday. So that kind of stuff, and uneducated in that sense.
Yeah.
But with her, in my household, I would say that she did. It was more, we just were raised just very, we didn't get exposed to a lot of things, and I didn't know, and I didn't realize like what else was out there. So I felt like more naive.
Okay.
When growing up or going to high school or learning, like I remember she would tell me, oh, my babysitter at the time, I didn't even know it was like on the east side of where we were going and stuff. And so then later on in life, I was like, oh, like, oops. I didn't know. It was just being uneducated in that sense. And she really didn't know to educate us, I guess you can say. So as I've gotten older, that's what I've felt interested in and things like that. Just, I guess, exploring more. I've always been open to things. And you got to try something once. I feel like to say you can't like it, but
okay.
Not everybody.
No, I'm like the same way. I am the same way. Even if I don't know, it could be like dangerous. I'm like, hey, you gotta try it. You gotta do everything once.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say though, kind of describing it, was your mom like? Was she like kind of a hippie?
Ooh.
Okay, because my mom, it kind of sounded like. I wouldn't say like similar, but my mom was like an old hippie, and I do like it because she was very like just you're saying, do whatever you want. Like, figure it out on your own. If you're gonna fuck up, like, you're gonna fuck up, and then you'll figure out why you did.
Okay.
Which, to a fault, where it's like I did get in trouble when I was younger, which I was like, where were you? You know? But she was literally just like, go, run away, act be a kid. Which I really respect because now, like, I don't know, I watch my nephews. Yeah. And I think it's hard because you want to be the old man. Like, kids nowadays. Yeah. But I just feel like I was always running around doing shit. And I watch kids that, like, they're just home a lot. I don't know. You know,
they're home a lot. They're home before, you know, or, you know, they don't even want to leave the house, that kind of stuff. But my mom was like, as long as you're home before, you know, dark. Yeah. And more so, like you said, kind of just go out and have fun. And we're like, oh, we'll be at this person's house. And then it wasn't like she knew exactly where we were. She just kind of trusted us at the time. Maybe she shouldn't have, but like
that's what I feel too. Is like I love it because I was able to run around the neighborhood. But then again, like I did get in trouble and do stuff like that. So I'm like, maybe she should have been there a little bit more.
Yeah,
but, you know,
I guess
you live and learn.
Yes.
That's a big thing. So that's what I was wondering because it kind of almost like I said, I almost feel like my mom was a little similar. But instead, though, we were listening to like the Eagles in the car, and like, was it? Because I say, what is it?
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
The Marshall Tucker band. And like, so it's funny.
That's funny. And like the Beatles and the Beach Boys, like she listened to all that stuff, and I listen to that now. And
you know what's funny?
Like my age is showing, but
my mom though she doesn't like she hates the Beach Boys. So I always remember that she doesn't like the I don't know, maybe the sound or something. Maybe and she's not a Beatles fan either, and I really like the Beatles.
Oh really?
But there is something she just doesn't like.
No. Yeah. Because I like the Beatles. I still listen to them, you know, to this day and stuff. And that would probably be some of my songs, like my library.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Okay.
So that's why I was curious to know, like,
yeah.
what was in your library? Because sometimes they say that girls or women listen to songs that are like, oh, sad, heartbreaking, they're like going at it, and I'm like, mine can go all over the place.
Oh yeah. Oh, it does,
I guess
definitely.
You can say.
But I don't know. Honestly, I feel like. No, I guess you're right. There's always time for a sad song, right?
Yeah. Well, when you say that would be my next question. What would be a song that you would listen to that would hype you up, or, you know, when you're feeling down? What are those?
Oh, what? So you're saying when I'm feeling down, maybe something that would make me happy, or something that I listen to like get in the mood of feeling down? You're
like, let's go deeper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, because
what is going to justify my sadness? You know.
I'm the one. I don't listen to songs. It is how it is, but most times I don't listen to songs to make me happier. I'm more like I do listen to songs, and it's not that I go lower, but it's kind of like you said, justify.
Because I would say I don't feel like I ever like put on when I'm in a bad mood. I feel like I can't put on a song like, oh, I'm glad, like, oh, this is making. I don't know. I just I don't know. I don't know if I get
like a hype, like.
But no, I feel like again, I do like listening. I've been really lame with music though. Like I've been listening to a lot of
Why
podcasts.
would you say lame?
Because I like have not really been listening to it. It's kind of sad. So how I used to like listening to music is I used to go to the gym a lot, just working out, and I always just love this album. So like I always want to listen to like an artist album from start to finish. Yeah, so I want to put it on and the first song to last.
Okay.
Because I always feel like, or I don't know, when I've listened to some interviews, like it's a project, and they release an album, it's like as a whole. And I feel like a lot of artists, and I've noticed in hip hop too, they want to do where there's like, what is it? It's the what is it? The beginning of the story and the ending of the story, like wrapping up the album sometimes, But now, I just never, even when I'm in the gym, I feel like I don't really even, I'll put on a podcast and listen to comedians. Like,
really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I do also always have something like on my phone playing, maybe like podcasts or YouTube, like a lot of just YouTube videos. Honestly, lately I've been on like the boxing kick. So just literally like boxing, either a boxing match or like a video.
You'll be listening to that?
Like, I just always like having, because I never even wear headphones. So I like having it just playing in the background.
Okay, like background noise and that.
Yeah, even also on my phone, like when I'm winding down, and I put on TV, but it's just like background noise.
That's funny because I do the same thing. Sometimes I'm not actually sitting there and watching. I kind of just put it on background noise and it's going.
But I don't know if my focus has like kind of come away from music because I did used to use music like that. Where I'd be like, okay, that's the time where I go and like sit in bed and listen to like an album. Or like I said, when I go to the gym, I'd get excited because like, this album's released, so I can like listen to it. Have a full hour. And I don't know if maybe it's like the time constraints now where I feel like, listening to that would take so much time, or I'm doing it to myself.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what it is. Because now I just like I said, I'll just start stuff like halfway through, or like I'll put on a podcast, put on a video, or you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Okay.
But I will say I will listen again to heavy metal. Yeah. Like if I am tired and I'm leaving work, I'm like, I gotta get in the zone. Like I'll put on some heavier music. It's kind of funny because I don't know, for some reason, the song that's getting me like pumped up lately, like super pumped up, is the Sexy Red song. You know what I'm talking about? I don't even know what it's called. Where it's like, do your dance. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know why. I swear, I don't know why. I will put that on and I'm ready.
You know why I'm laughing is because my daughter, the other day,
that's what I'm saying.
put it on and she was trying to be funny, and I'm assuming it's because she listened to it with her friend, and it's completely inappropriate for her at her age. Yeah, because she's only 11. Okay, and so she puts it on, and she's standing on my bed, and she goes, "Mom," and she turns it up, and I'm in the other room, and I go, "What?" So I come in, and she goes, "Do it, and I'm like, and I said, I'm sorry,
you take the phone like,
and I was like, I'm gonna record this and send it to your dad. And she was still doing it because she knew I was messing with her. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm thinking, one, she doesn't really know what the words that she's singing, and I know at that age, around that time, I was most likely listening to things that I wasn't supposed to be listening to. So I tell her, as long as certain words that you don't say, like, I get it, it's catchy tune, and I get it, like, so it's funny that you say that certain song.
It's funny that you say that, because now, like, I completely understand, because, like, I vividly remember being at 7th grade, like, dance. Okay. It was, like, the first dance we could have, 7th grade. And they're playing Yin Yang Twins, like, you know what I mean? Like, to the window! To the wall, yeah. And we're all in 7th grade, like, oh, hell yeah, like, getting down, you know what I mean? 7th grade, literally with like 13, like grinding, you know?
And we didn't know what we were doing.
We had no clue. That's what I'm saying. No. So honestly, I respect it now. The kids, they have no clue what happened.
They really don't.
It makes a lot more sense, because I'll see that, I'm like, what are they doing? Why are they letting their kids sing that? But it's like so much slang too, like they have no clue what it is.
And she will sing it, and it's almost like word to word, and she's like, nah, nah, nah. And I'm like, you really don't know what you're saying right now. And it's just me watching her, and I'm like, oh my God, please don't sing this anywhere.
You're like, don't do that at school.
Please don't do that at school. Knowing her, she might though at school. Oh yeah.
She's like, look what mom said I can't do. Exactly.
So my next question would be, this is where it kind of gets into, what are your thoughts? Okay, so I saw something the other day, and I'm just curious because you're obviously in your 30s. I don't know how the 20-year-old, look at it, but what are your thoughts on being like big spoon, little spoon? Like, how do you feel when you, let's just say most guys.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. I fucking love being a little spoon, yo. I love being a little spoon. I don't know what it is. I like it. I do enjoy it. I'm probably taking away some of my masculinity. That's what I mean. First of all, masculinity can be toxic, all right? Okay. But I like being a little spoon.
Because that's what I heard. That where
is it common? Okay, because
I'm gonna say
If
like
guys say they don't, they just don't want to admit that they are.
I'm
'Cause
gonna-
it's very comforting.
that's why I don't know. Like I've never had somebody say like I enjoy being a little spoon, like spoon me. You know, like
Yeah.
I've never had
But you've
somebody.
never been laying in bed with a guy and he kind of like,
No, and all that.
no, he's never
No,
screwed up.
okay, so
He's never turned over, but I'm gonna look at my phone for a little bit.
no, because honestly, like okay, so my relationship, the one that I can like refer to,
Yeah.
that has been my longest, because before him, mine was probably, oh man, in my like 18 or 19, and
Okay.
it was maybe like 6 to 7 months or whatever. But then when I got with him, which was like I was 23 or something,
Okay.
and it was like 8 years of
Yeah,
being
yeah,
together.
yeah. Okay.
He was very masculine, very
Okay.
machismo, like
Gotcha,
very
gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
So
Was he like,
that's
okay,
not
like I'm not gonna hold your
yeah,
purse? Like, was it
that kind of
Because I
stuff.
just heard that recently. Okay,
That
so
kind of
the
stuff.
girl I'm dating was talking about her ex, right? And I
Uh-huh.
was like, we're doing something, or she was doing something. I was like, oh, here, let me have your bag. And I don't give a shit, so I put it on,
Yeah.
I'm like wearing her purse. And she's like, why are you doing that? Why would you do that? She's also Chinese,
Yeah, okay.
So she's freaking out, and she's like, but my ex said, like, you're not, as a man, not supposed to do that. And I
Okay.
was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But she literally was like, well, he said, like, in
Men
America,
don't
men
do
can't.
this.
You
Yeah.
can't do
Yeah,
it.
and
I'm
that's
like,
a bunch of bullshit.
it's crazy,
But-
yeah. I had to like try to explain to her that like no,
Yeah.
like that's a him problem,
Yeah.
not a society problem.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
And I guess it's more so what that guy is comfortable with, and he
Yeah.
was not like that at all.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the big spoon, little spoon thing, it's
Yeah.
like nice, I guess, to hear as well, because it's like sometimes I think us as women want to
Yeah.
kind of like,
Okay, so
coddle
I don't know
and
though.
hug and
It's
things,
gotta
but,
sound
like,
weird. Sorry, I don't interview. It's gonna sound weird, but also, you know what I mean. Like it's Freudian. I feel like when they say, it, you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of things I feel like men don't want to admit, but again, it's like
Yes,
it's
exactly.
human. It's human nature.
Yes.
'Cause I'm just thinking, being a big spoon just goes back to like being a child and your mother literally like cradled you.
yeah.
Because it feels very comforting. I don't know.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So I don't know.
Maybe, and now that you put it that way, I think about it like his parents weren't affectionate like that with him.
Definitely, it could be. Or
So-
again, like I've had like friends whose dads were very like, "Don't be a bitch, don't be," or you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I've had friends who literally like would go home after school and like the dad would like sit there and be like, "Put your gloves on," and they would box them in the garage, like kick their kid's ass.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
There's very, I don't know. I feel like it sucks as men can be very toxic again.
Well, that's why I was thinking like it depends. Like for me, I think about it about like how everybody, we were talking about how different people are raised,
Yeah.
and most times, if not all, boys are raised in a certain light of like, get up, you're fine, you got a scrape on your knee,
Yeah.
stop crying and
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah.
Girls, on the other hand, when they fall down and scrape their knee, it's more like, oh, it's okay, like come here,
Yeah.
let me kiss your eye, and
Yeah.
catered to in that sense.
Yeah.
So men from young are like, I guess more so, I can't think of the word right now, but just in like made to
Yeah.
suck it up and like show this side, and you can't show your feelings and stop crying and this and that, and they're kind of like, don't do this. And women are more so like, what's wrong, what happened, are you okay?
You know what's
in
funny
that
is I'm
sense.
having the realization because again I kind of grew up with all women, so
Yeah.
I was the one where I was like, oh my knee, I was like, oh give it a kiss.
So maybe,
And I do feel like it kind of, I don't know, like so maybe that's why I'm more like, oh, let's not fight, let's talk about it. I don't know.
okay,
Because I
okay.
feel like again, my dad wasn't in the picture until like later in my life. But even then, I always respected my dad because he was like very. My dad was very what would it be? He never gave me that hard like, be a man. I don't know.
Oh,
The only
okay.
time, honestly, the only
Okay.
thing my dad was really kind of like, I would say like strict on was cleanliness. Like I don't know, he was very strict on like your room needs to be clean, like your bed needs to be made.
was
But
part
other
of
than
taking
that-
care of yourself.
Exactly. I
Okay.
feel like it was just like being, I don't know, being a human rather than
Right.
being a man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of it's funny because when I think about it, but I will say I grew up playing a lot of team sports, so I think a lot of that
Okay.
came from coaching. Because I do know exactly what you're talking about. Because there's plenty of times where I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it, and they're like, are you a little bitch?
Yeah.
Mama?"
Suck it up.
And I do feel
You're
like
fine.
it's I don't know. It's there's definitely happy mediums. I do feel like you do need some sort of like pressure, some sort of
Yeah.
maybe not so
A
much
little
pressure, but
push
yeah, you know what I mean?
sometimes
Yeah.
and support and things like that. Yeah.
And I do feel like, so, like, you know what I mean? When you see a kid fall and you don't want to react because then they're going to react. And I do feel like that comes into play a little bit.
Yes,
But I also
yeah.
feel like it should definitely be acceptable when something hurts to be like, oh shit, that hurt.
Yeah.
And not be like, oh, I'm not a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not, you know.
Suck
I
it
don't know.
up.
But I also say, I feel like cultures have a big play in it too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's true.
'Cause
Oh,
there
that
definitely
is
You know
true.
what I mean? Yeah, there's definitely some
With-
cultures that are like not.
He's Mexican, yeah, and
Okay,
it's more
yeah.
so like machismo, and we don't do that here.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
that kind of stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but why not? Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it is like, because I wasn't raised traditional Mexican kind of way, and
Yeah,
what he
okay.
likes to call me is more so I'm whitewashed in his
yeah,
eyes,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
And
yeah.
so, which by all means is fine.
Yeah.
It's just more so like trying to hear where he was coming from, I guess, and understand, because I've always been very understanding. My mind is more so I want to understand how some of the guys, like their psyche, just how you guys process things sometimes, you know, and things like that, because it is different than a woman's and how we process things.
Yeah.
So it's always been intriguing to me.
Well, and it's really hard because I probably need to talk to more people, but I kind of chalk a lot of that up to like insecurity. Whenever a man's like, oh no, I'm just like, well, that's your own. Like you are dealing with something internally that is making you like project onto the other person.
Yeah.
So I try to look at life like that. Like whenever you're going to be like, you know, I don't know, mean to me or something, I'm like, bro, you're having a fucking miserable day. Like, it's not my problem.
It's not. I didn't do it. Yeah,
exactly. You know. But I also feel like you're saying some men aren't going to like. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't be saying, but I feel like Alex would be a good one. Like if someone comes to him and is like move out of my way, he's gonna be like, no, move out the fuck out of my way. Where I'm like, oh shit, my bad, bro. Yeah. I'm not like, I don't know, you know what I mean? I just feel like some people are definitely going to like, I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. But that's not a bad thing.
Right.
Because some people also too, like I said, I would be. There's definitely, it can be to a fault. Like there's definitely times where maybe I should have stood up for myself, or I should have, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So I do see where that can happen, but I also, I don't know. It's also kind of
and I've always like, I'm not like this at work. I have, you know, you have to stay professional to a certain point.
Yeah.
But there's only so much you can get into, and I have my jokes, and I make people laugh, or I, you know, sugarcoat some stuff, or maybe code things and things like that.
Yeah.
But here, I don't know. I was not comfortable like that. Like when I first started, I was in the corner by myself, didn't want to talk to anybody. Like, and I wouldn't have saw myself here like this now. Not at all. But I don't know. Like you said, just more so, I guess, just feeling more comfortable in my own skin, and just kind of.
I will say though, you're coming into kind of a more intimidating situation too, right? Because it's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I guess it'd be like cliche, but there's no other really women, so you're kind of coming in, and there's no one. Like right off the back, when I come in, it's a new class. It's easy for me to be like, okay, like this dude looks similar to my age. Like I kind of can tell what he's wearing, so something I can bond with, and it makes it very easy.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm coming in, or if I were to come into a class of all women, I'm like, I would sit in the corner too, and be like, oh shit, like. How do I figure this out? I don't know. You know what I mean? It is definitely it's difficult.
Because for me, just because so with women, they don't tend to like, or I might come off. I've always been told like I just come off strong, I guess, or something, or more so like just women have always had an issue with me, and I don't know why. And with men, it's always been very comfortable, I guess you can say, but. There's that fine line of being comfortable and then them trying too much to like hit on me or trying to do that extra stuff, which I tend to get from time to time here. But I kind of like, it's hard because that's where my insecurities and where I need to find my confidence in saying, hey, you're making me feel uncomfortable, like back up a little bit, because they tend to come on stronger, like try and beat you down to like, okay, one day she'll try and like change her mind. And I'm like, wait, no, like this is not what that is. Like I'm just not interested, but I don't want to come off as a bitch. I don't want to come off mean or conceited or cocky or any of that. Like I'm the shit. Not that at all. So it's hard for me to respond with like, no, like leave me alone, like knock off.
It's very hard to navigate.
It's really hard for me to find my voice there, I guess.
Also, you know, too, like you never know how someone's gonna react. Honestly, okay, so I will say, as a man witnessing other men, I get terrified for women because you never know. I've seen dudes literally be like, "Oh shit, I'll go hit on her," and then literally be all of a sudden like I look over, it's like, "You stupid fucking bitch!" Like, and I'm like, "Whoa, what the hell just happened? Like, what is going on?" Like,
just because she said no,
exactly,
it was like, whoa.
Well, and also I just think, you know, again, men and women, like if you have egos who are like, I don't know. Also, I think I don't know, maybe it is a me problem, but I feel like a big problem, like maybe since I want to say since COVID, but it could have been longer, is everyone has been so like I feel like self-centered more recently. I don't know. Maybe it could be, but I just feel like what's been driving me a little more crazy is everyone to me has kind of acted like what is it like their world is very complicated and no one else would understand.
Can understand.
And and I try to look at it as like literally everyone's life is just as complex, and just as complicated. So like no, like the focus isn't always on you. Or like, I don't know. And I feel like a lot of people they'll walk in a room and do the whole like, oh, everyone's looking at me. Like, no one really gives a shit about me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I feel like when it comes to reacting, I feel like some people or men will do that where they're like, I guess have a very big ego, you know what I mean? So when they get turned down, it's like, you just never know.
I've had that multiple times. And maybe that's where it stems from, of me not feeling comfortable to come off like a bitch, because it's like, either I've had where they react to where it's like, well, fuck you too, you ugly bitch. I didn't want you anyways. And it was like, wait, you were just hitting on me.
I was going to say, because I would say rejection does suck. Because I do remember one time, I think I was at like Coachella. I've only been there a couple of years. I was at Coachella. And I remember I was dancing, and there was a girl dancing near me. And I remember she kept like looking over. I was like, oh, cool, you know? So I remember kind of getting a little closer. And I remember getting close. I was like, hey, you want to dance? She's like, no. And I was like, oh, shit. And it was
why are you looking at me?
It was like 1 a.m. too, you know what I mean? It was like super late. I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, I'm just going to go
I'm sorry.
dance, you know? Yeah, it's like, you're like, oh, sorry. Yeah, like, what do I do now? So, no, I understand. It's a very... Because you're kind of getting out of your comfort zone, right? And you don't know what the reaction is going to be. And then when it's not what you were playing out in your head, you're kind of like, oh, fuck.
Well, and that's why I'm saying, like, when it comes to ones that are maybe hitting on me or whatever, it's like I don't want to react in a way like it's like, oh, fuck you. Like, get out of here. Why would you even think I would want you? Like, come off that way. More so try and let them down gently. But then most times that doesn't work to let them down gently. So it's like I understand why women react the way they do. It's like, no. But I guess that's where I'm trying to find my voice. Because I'm like, I've been there. I've had them cuss at you or make up lies like, all right, I slept with her. And I'm like, I've never what? And so I think that's why I'm trying to find my voice there. But that makes more sense. And
Well, and also too, I don't know, that double standard also drives me crazy. Okay, so maybe that's another kind of thing that I actually maybe want to get your opinion on, because I always hear it, and I'm a big proponent on not giving a shit about body count or past relationships. I don't care.
That was one of my questions.
Really? Okay. So I don't, because I keep saying it, and I keep seeing dudes who get so mad. Like, I've seen people who are in like 3-year relationships. And then they're like, well, I just found out she slept with 17 dudes. I'm not fucking doing that. And I swear every time it's like, well, because I've only slept with 7. And that's always what it is. It's never connected to like, oh my God, well, she's just a slut. It's like, well, why does she have more fun than me? I feel like that's what it always is. So I don't know. I always laugh because, like, again, I'm dating an older woman. She's 46. So she's had a very long past life. Like, I'm literally supposed to sit there and be like, well, how many partners were there, and list them down? And it's like, I don't care, because the relationship we have now is great, you know? So I don't understand it. I really don't. And I want to know, because I don't, like, because I have talked to men and like, oh no, I would not do that. Like, I don't mess with a girl who has over 10 or something. And I'm like, that just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense because it does not affect you in any kind of way.
Because my question was, why? Because that was kind of sort of the same question was, why does body count, does it really matter? Because like you said, I'm just saying, you guys are hitting it off, you guys are, doing your thing or whatever, and everything's going great, and then all of a sudden you hear her body count now it changes? What?
Yes.
Just because you hear her body count. It's like, why don't you see it as, who knows what her body count is, but okay, she has experience. That way, when you get in the bedroom, maybe she's more willing to try things that you might not have tried, or things like that, I guess. But
I don't know. So the thing that drives me crazy too is like, come on, like, we're not all dumb. Like, so also maybe too, maybe I'm gonna sound like an asshole, but women have more options. You have more options. You know what I mean? Like,
I was talking to my friend. No, I was talking to my friend about this.
It's not more options, but it's like, at the end of the day, if you wanted to, it's going to be a lot easier for you to find someone to sleep with.
Yes,
With a man, like, there's just more effort.
It takes a little bit of work.
Maybe sometimes it is easier, but you're gonna start playing a numbers game if you're really trying to like sleep around. If you're a woman, you just go through your phone. You can find
somebody.
Someone, right?
Yeah.
So I just think it's always funny because, again, men's first thing is like, oh, my body count doesn't matter. Again, if they sleep with 200 women, it's like, oh, that's no problem. No joke. I have heard multiple men say this. And it drives me nuts. But they always say, no, like, it's fine because it's easier to clean a pole than a hole. Have you heard that?
No.
Yes, I've heard that. And I'm like, and they're legit, like, scientifically, like, no, it is. Look at the research. I'm like, there is no research because that's bullshit.
But,
like, are you fucking kidding me?
If they look at the research, most of the time, men are the ones that are carriers of these STDs and things like that because they don't show the signs. And they can stick it in on these women.
Or more asymptomatic. Exactly. Yes. So I don't know.
So for me, personally, I feel like body count doesn't matter. I don't want to know.
Okay, I got you.
I wouldn't want to know.
I'm a big ignorance is bliss fan, but I think also I just try. Okay, so that's also another thing I think gets into too. Because I've had friends that go, I don't care, but then they hear it, and it always sits in the back of their mind, and they're always like, oh God.
Exactly.
But you know what?
Don't
I love
ask
this girl,
questions you
but
don't really
I
want to
couldn't marry her, you know, and I'm just
Okay.
like, what? You know, so
Okay.
you legitimately don't have, I don't know, just don't care. I don't know, because it's easier said than done. But I
Right.
literally, if my girlfriend now came to me and said, I've slept with 200 guys, I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, right on.
Yeah, exactly. No, because
You
at
go
the end of the day, I hate the double standard where
Right.
I went to my friend and said, I sleep with 200 girls. Like,
It
bro,
would be
what
like high
the
five.
fuck? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. It's
Well,
very
because
frustrating.
I feel like, again, when you're a certain way you're raised,
Yeah.
in a guy, when dad is talking to, like, the more the merrier, sleep with all of them,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
get
yeah.
so much under your belt, and all experience. You don't need to settle down with one girl. And then
Yeah.
vice versa, when it comes to a girl, they're like, you have something you need to hold and protect, and you can't, don't go out, blah, 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 and this promiscuous. And,
Yeah. I see like, it has to be like families, because I don't know. It's probably going to sound bad if my mom was literally always like, you just please wear a condom. You know, she was always like, I'm not going to stop you.
Right.
So just please don't get even pregnant, you know? And it was always like kind of that route.
Okay.
Which makes it more like, oh, then it's okay.
Then it's okay to
But I just feel like also it's one of those things.
try.
Like, yeah, right. Which is funny because I have an older sister, and it's complete opposite. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you're not leaving.
Yeah,
you're not,
why would
you know
you
what I mean?
do that?
So it just sucks. I feel like no matter what, there's a double standard, like as a whole. You know? But
yeah.
That's how society is, I guess.
Yeah, because I wouldn't, from me being, I know that there are women who want to know or whatever. I don't think that's a question I would ever ask, because I don't want to know. If they feel comfortable enough to come talk to me about it, like, hey, there's something I want to let you know, and I'm like, go ahead. Like, that's part of that open line of communication. Which, again, for me, in a relationship or when talking to somebody, I can handle truth, upfront, honesty, transparency, whatever you want to call it. I love that, and I can respect that. May I like it or not?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, because for me, it's like, you were honest enough to come to me and talk to me and feel comfortable enough to come and talk to
exactly.
me. And when you feel like you can't, then I feel like the lies start and manipulation starts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like, just kind of, if you feel like you want to be honest and you want to come talk to me, that's fine. I don't feel like I would ever ask that question. Because again, I would probably be like,
it is hard. Yeah,
shit.
It's a hard one. Yeah.
Like, he slept with 45 women in a span of like this many. Okay, let me do the math and that kind of stuff.
And I was thinking that it is impossible to not sit there and be like, well, were they better than me?
Exactly.
So it is impossible to not think about it. I guess you're right.
And compare and that kind of But if he felt comfortable, or she felt comfortable, because, you know, doesn't matter to me. So if they feel comfortable enough to come talk to me and they want to tell me, and it's like, okay, like, I should be able to sit there and they should be allowed to, because then if I react with a, oh my God, then that, I feel like I would shut down. If my person, and I'm trying to feel comfortable, be vulnerable in that moment.
Exactly,
And then I'm going to shut down now, because now
like you're saying,
I hurt you and I didn't want to hurt you.
It makes you a lot less likely to bring up other issues or other things, you know. And I respect that, but I feel like that's definitely a big one in a relationship. Like you're saying, like, even if it's a bad thing, like, just communicating about it and working through it together, rather than like, oh, well, I just won't tell them because I know how they're going to react.
Exactly.
It's not, it's just like you're saying, it just keeps building up and building up, and there's more and more, you know. Eventually they're going to find out and be like, why don't you tell me? And then it becomes more of an issue.
Why did you not tell me? And
exactly.
And it was like, whoa, well, I didn't feel comfortable.
That
kind of thing.
I was afraid you were going to yell at me.
Yeah,
you know what I
and
mean?
like you're doing now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So I'm the same. Yeah, for me, it's so funny, because I was going to ask you that. Why does body count matter, or does it? Like, but in my eyes, it doesn't, because I feel like people have their experiences. Depending on what, older, younger, whatever, but people have their own experiences. You go through things, and sometimes you might learn from your mistakes of things, or you might, let's experiment more. Like, who knows? Like, how do you figure out you don't like something? How do people like polyamory, or try whatever they call it, whatever, and how do people know they want swingers and things like that? You maybe have to try it and go, okay, maybe that's not something I like, or maybe that is something I like. Like,
that's true. That's true.
So that's why it's one of those things of like, do you feel like you have to try it to not like it or something?
Oh, okay. That's what you guys kind of said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like maybe my curiosity is going to be different than some other women's. Mine is more open, I guess you can say, and that's how it's always been, I guess, my curious brain and things like that. But some women are not like that, and that's okay. We're not meant to be robots and be the same.
Yeah. I also feel like people are going to tell you what they want to tell you. They're like, what you want to hear. So that's what I feel like. It's also just not a good question, because, like, I don't know.
It might make me lie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
I guess too. You definitely, because I'm thinking like if I were to not know someone as well and ask them, like I don't think they're gonna give me a true answer. But I was just thinking like I've been surprised like how kind of we've talked about like maybe the little details you find out about people. You know, like how you'll tell me stuff kind of about like Coach, and I'm like, oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Or like, you know what I mean? I'll hear stuff about other people like in the gym. Like I did not think that would be that. You know? So there's all different kinds of possibilities. You never know. You know.
Yeah.
But one thing I do think is funny is this place is crazy. Everyone in here is crazy.
It's
like a little.
Well, for the most
it's
part,
like a little high school sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so funny. I don't know. That's okay. So the last gym I was at was definitely not like that. But it's like a fitness class.
Really?
No. So you come in, but it's not like this at all. Like you don't really. So you come in.
Do you like that about this? Like,
I think this is way better.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But like I said, last one was more of a fitness class. So you come in, you literally would start when the bell rang, basically, like when they would start.
Yeah.
You go through stretches, you go through a workout, you hit the bag, and then you're done.
Right.
So there's only a little bit of socializing.
Okay.
You know? But I feel like here it's very, you know what I mean? Like there's you know what? Also too, it's because I think at the last place it's like you're on a time limit. You're only doing like a 15-minute class.
Okay.
So here
get in, get out.
You can socialize. Yeah. So it's always funny because you just, like I said, when I came in, I saw certain people, and then you start hearing more things about them. I'm like, oh my gosh, so interesting.
Yeah.
That's not what I thought at all.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So yeah, it is interesting. But so I don't know. I think it's funny because I don't know. I don't even know how to. I'd have to probably think about it more. I don't know how to describe it, but best way I can describe it is like a little high school because I'm not used to it because I feel like I haven't really been in an environment like that in a long time.
Right.
Because my work is somewhat independent, like where I do work with other people, but a lot of them are older. So and it's a lot more like you just get assigned tasks and you do your job. So I don't. What is it? We don't like interact with like that as much. You know.
Okay.
I would describe it more as like, and we are like we're pretty close, the team that like I work with, but I would literally describe it as like almost like a little family. Like we are kind of like, like I don't know, my coworker who I'm really big with, like he's almost like a brother. Like we'll get each other gifts. So he'll bring me dinner and shit sometimes, you know. So it is more like that. But I feel like here sometimes it feels like when you're in high school, it's like other kids.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know what I mean? But I like it though. It makes me, I don't know, it makes me, I enjoy it.
I liked it. That's why I kept coming back.
I look forward to coming. Yeah,
I look forward to coming. It was nice to the camaraderie. I think
that's a big one. That's honestly okay. So I will say that's part of the reason like why I kind of joined the gym is because I live close. I live around the corner. I live about like 2 minutes away. So I live on 18th Street.
It's like down.
Yeah, I could like walk here. But I came here to work out, and then I ended up signing up for boxing. And then one day when I was on the bag, when everyone was leaving, they're all coming up and they're giving me like a fist bump.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit! Like I'm not even in this class.
I don't know.
But it's funny because it's like kind of cliche, but it made me feel I was like, oh shit, this is cool. It's like a little, you know what I mean? Like you said, like the camaraderie stuff. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that's what I think I liked. And at first, like you said, the fist bump thing and stuff like that. And then it's funny because we would make it into, I tended to make it into a joke like, oh, you just fisted him. And so I'm like, you should fist him again, that kind of stuff. So those things, like my jokes slowly started coming out because my brothers and that kind of stuff. So it was like, I guess I feel more comfortable in this setting than a women's setting because sometimes I feel like they can be very judgmental.
I was going to say, I feel like it's just more, I don't know. More judged,
and here, I don't feel judged and I don't feel like I have to wear a matching outfit or, half naked, which is by all means, women are, I don't care. I like to see it too.
Exactly.
I'm not knocking it.
Motivation sometimes.
I'm like, I'm not knocking it. I like to look up. I'm like, hey, oh wow, or you got a cute outfit. And I compliment them all day. It's just being in there, it makes, I can tell like I kind of go in. So for me, I'm like, I feel more comfortable in this setting and nobody really like is worried about what I'm wearing or my hair and things like that. And I just felt more comfortable, I guess, here than it would be in an all women's class. I guess you could say. So
I don't know. I could. Well, again, I also feel like the class does matter because I feel like what is nice too is a lot of people are coming here like to work.
Yeah.
So you do get people who are just like in the zone. So like maybe they are like, I don't know, like kind of messing around or they'll kind of glance over and then like, oh, that's funny, and then keep getting back to what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I feel like you don't have that focus of like, I don't know, if you're like working on the gym and everyone's just like, oh my god, you keep saying like blah 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 or whatever. I don't know. People I feel like are just like they're like, I got shit to do, so I'm gonna I feel like that's kind of what it is.
No, that's true. And sometimes I feel like with conversations that I like these kind of conversations and really getting to know somebody in that sense. And sometimes the women that I have run into, it's more so like your nails, your eyelashes, your eyebrows, your hair, that kind of things. And which by all means I'll skim over it. But I'm like, what's deeper? I want to know more, that kind of stuff. I like to dive deep.
Yeah.
So I think
Okay.
that's part of my curiosity, I
Yeah.
guess. I like to understand people and
No, definitely, yeah.
how men's psyche works sometimes and things like that. So
It
that's
is. I would say it's definitely interesting. I have enjoyed. So I always said it when I was like younger. I was very shy. I was not social at all. It's funny because when my first job, I was there for about 10 years. I was there for a while, and then always laughed. It's like when you first started, like you never talked to anybody, and then by the end of it, of course,
you
like
warmed up.
yeah, you know. Sorry, I forgot what I was
No,
going to
it's okay. I was more because I was talking about how with the guys and the girls and how I felt more comfortable in this
Yeah.
setting and
Oh, just more. Yeah, I'd say just be
Yeah.
more comfortable. But no, oh, I feel like I definitely have been more social, and part of that is too is like you're saying, like I definitely like talking to people more, and been more interested. I think in
Okay.
like what I don't know
How
like
they're-
because sometimes I'll just be like doing shit, and then someone will be like, oh yeah, I work this, or I'll hear someone be like, oh I do this, and I'm like, wait, what?
yeah,
And I'll randomly start talking to them, and then it's like turns into like a 30-minute long
full-blown,
conversation.
yeah.
When I feel like when I was younger, I would like despise that. Like I was like,
I don't wanna
don't
talk to you."
me. Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, exactly. So I feel like that is something that I do like about the gym too. Is like coming in and I don't know, kind of like talking to people and figuring out more. And it's
More
just
about
people are
them,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, people are
Yeah.
interesting. You know?
And
I also love people watching though too.
me too. Yeah,
Okay.
I do. My stepdad, but my dad was a people watcher,
Yeah.
and I didn't know what that meant for a while. And then finally, like, I guess as I've gotten older, and it is cool to just sit and watch people sometimes just to see, I don't know how they are. And
See, but I'm thinking about it's probably judgy, but I'm thinking like, when I go to like Disneyland, I'm like, oh shit, what are they doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're wearing that?
Why
It's
would
like,
you?
oh, yeah.
I'm all like, all power to you, because if you're in
Yeah.
heels and about,
Yeah, true, so too.
couldn't be me, but you go, girl.
Exactly.
So that kind of
It's
thing.
funny because as a man, I sweat a lot. So I'm like, you wearing a sweatshirt, bro? You know?
Yeah, no, that's I understand that.
Yeah.
My next question, which
Yeah,
we can,
yeah.
I think it will be my last, but then I
Okay.
have more
Okay.
for you at a different time. We can do this again
Okay.
because I don't
Okay.
want to keep you up from your.
I know, yeah. I
working
didn't know
out
how
too.
long it's been, but yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
But I know you mentioned dating an older woman.
Uh-huh.
So prior to dating her, what were your thoughts about the age gap? Kind of like, I guess you can say like,
okay, I think we touched on it a little bit, right?
yeah, we were touching on it a little bit.
So it's nothing. Okay, maybe it's something I never really thought about. Again, I feel like there is double standards, like we kind of talked about.
Yeah.
But I also feel like people get into relationships for certain reasons, you know.
Yes, yeah.
So again, I don't know. I feel like I do go against the grain on a lot of things.
Okay.
And I know a lot of men would probably disagree, but I'm again a big proponent. I'm like, I would never date a woman like younger than like 25 probably.
Okay.
So I don't
Yeah.
think I'd ever go younger than that. But it's funny because when I think about it, I really don't mind older. It really just depends. That's what I mean. It just
Okay.
depends.
Okay.
But I just don't. I really, and it's not only like the aspect of dating someone younger. I just honestly feel like I don't know. It's gonna sound like an asshole because anytime I try to talk to about people, they always think like, oh, you're bringing down the person in their 20s, you know. But the thing I always like to think of is like my mindset when I was 22, 23 was completely different from my
Right.
mindset now. So I just can't imagine dating someone with the mindset that I would have had at that age, which everyone is going to be different.
Okay.
But I also just feel like you're lacking a lot of life experience, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like men get into those relationships for control. I feel like
Okay.
that's such a big one. And you see it all the time with like, no, that's not it. But then it's like, well, you're not allowed to hang out with that person, and you're not allowed to do this, and then
You
I don't
can't
want you to
dress
talk to your
like
family
this, and
anymore.
you can't. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
So I feel like men do it for control for sure.
Okay.
But then again, like I said too, like a woman dating a younger man, I don't think it's as much of an issue because I also think again people date for different reasons, and I don't feel like
Right.
a woman dates a younger man to control them.
Okay.
Maybe they would date them again for maybe like could be their own vanity or maybe issues that couldn't be right.
Right.
But I just don't think they do it to maybe like
Sometimes for fun.
yeah, exactly. But I feel like I feel like it can be fucked up, but I feel like men will go into relationships, and maybe that's not their intention, but they will like harm people, you know.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
feel like women can do that, but I feel like women don't get in relationships like I don't know, because I'm saying not like to harm that person. Again, I think it's just control. I just feel like women don't get in relationships to control people. I
Yeah.
just don't. Or maybe I'm sure they do, but it's not as common. You know?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. When
But I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
when you guys met,
Yeah.
how did you guys like? If you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
how did you guys go from just meeting, just introduction or whatever?
Yeah.
Was it like with the intent
Okay.
of being
It's gonna sound
together?
very funny, right? Okay, so she's from China, you know.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you have to look at her situation maybe a little bit too.
Okay.
So she she's like on a big. Okay, so honestly, so it's kind of cool her situation. She's lived in like a lot of different countries.
Okay.
So she's very fortunate where I don't know if it's her job or maybe her family. I don't know what it is. But she basically is like she lived in Germany for 2 years. She lived in Singapore for 2 years. Like she kind of was just bouncing around, just traveling, being like, I just want to experience these countries.
Yeah.
So she did kind of the same thing. Like, oh, I'm going to live in the U.S. for a couple of years. So when I met her, she was like on like a year basically, or kind of a little over a year of living.
Okay.
So she had like an expiration date. Like I'm planning on leaving at this time. You know? So she was in a relationship. She lived in LA, and she was in a relationship with a man. You know.
Yeah.
And they were together for I want to say like maybe like 6 months. And it's funny because everything that she tells me, like I was saying, the person, he was just very controlling again too.
Okay.
Like he was very like she would say, and I can tell by the way she'll interact with me sometimes. But like he would blow up when she would like talk to the waiter too long. He was very like.
It sounds so familiar.
Insecure,
oh
very insecure. Yeah, like
sounds so familiar.
Like the story she tells me. Okay, and it's crazy because he broke up with her. Unless this is what I only have her side.
Okay.
So he broke up with her because one day, this is what she tells. Is he came home one day and was like, I met another girl at the gas station, and she's so beautiful. This is literally what he tells her. So beautiful, I don't want to be with her. Right? Yes. So I'm like, okay. Wow. And I'm like, that's fucked up. And she's like, it hurt, you know?
Yeah,
like, really
hell yeah, yeah.
But I also feel like, again, she's very, very independent. So I'm like, you know, I feel like she kind of just went with the punches, like, okay, fuck you. And she
right.
She only job she really knew she could get was in Bakersfield, so she just came to Bakersfield.
Okay.
So then every weekend she was driving back to see him, so they're kind of still together. Right?
Oh, okay.
So she kind of was doing the whole like, what is it like? Maybe it was this loneliness. I don't have anyone else, so at least I have this person, you know.
Yeah.
So then randomly I kind of met her. And so it's really funny because the way she came on to me was asking me if I wanted to be friends with benefits. And I thought it was so funny because, again, she's Chinese. There's a language barrier. Right. So she's very, do you want to be friends with benefits? Very just that, you know?
Yeah.
So, again, being a man, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. That was easy, you know? No work. That was easy.
No work at all. Yeah.
So then it led to basically going on a date, and I was like, "Oh, she's awesome. She's super cool. Like very interesting."
Intrigued you a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like maybe you might want something more.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it just turned to hanging out more. You know what I mean? And just getting to know the person more. Now it's just, like I said, I feel like this one we do know each other very well, and it just works very well. I don't know what it is. Like, I think I don't know if I mentioned to you, but like we've never really had like a fight or like maybe like a disagreement, but we've never gotten into an argument. There's never been a time like. So that's why, I don't know, part of it is like every day it's like super easy. I don't know, you know, that's why I get conflicted with too.
Do you feel like because of how she communicates, or is it, and also how you communicate is why there hasn't been really of a like argument?
That's what, honestly, okay, that has kind of been why I feel like I've liked dating someone older. But that's, again, everyone is going to be different. Okay. But I do feel like the communication is so much more open.
Okay.
I feel like, so my last girlfriend before this one was younger. She was like 4 years younger.
Okay.
And maybe, again, everyone is going to be different, but she would do the whole like if I'm mad, I'm not going to tell you why. You know what I mean? And it's like, you have to figure it out. Or like, you know, I'm hungry. She'd do that, you know, that common thing.
So what do you want to eat?
I have nothing. Okay. You know, you said, I'll take you here. And then we'll go somewhere. She's like, I don't want to eat there. I hate it. Like shit, like little stuff. I'm like, you're driving me fucking nuts, you know?
Kind of just tell me. Yeah. Or give me at least like 2-3 places you want to go eat.
Yeah.
Then I can pick. Okay.
Or I try the secret move where you go, what do they do? They go, what is it?
Guess what I'm going to tell you?
Yeah. Or
guess where I'm taking you today?
Exactly. And then you say a place, and then after like, oh no, I was thinking this, and I'm like, bam, that was the one. That's funny. I'll take you there instead. Yeah. So I, you know, how to do shit like that. Like you literally, it's a game, you know.
Okay.
And I feel like with this woman, there's just none of that. There's none of like
straightforward.
Always, always, or like, what is it? Okay, maybe like, I'm trying to think of the situation because there has been situations where she's like, why? But that again, that's another thing. Is also, it is difficult. Because I'm kind of dating someone who's on a long vacation.
Okay.
So every day she's in a great mood.
Okay.
It does make it hard, you know?
Okay.
And I always say one thing I really enjoyed about dating her is like everything is fairly new.
Yeah.
So every time I take her somewhere, it's like,
yes,
awesome.
Okay.
So it's like everywhere. There's never a time where I'm like thinking like, oh, this would be cool. She'll like this, and she doesn't. Or I'm like, oh, this kind of sucks. Or like, so that's what's hard is like there's never a situation.
Most women come off as I can't say most, but some women do come off as like, well, I've already been there and I've already done that, and why are you taking me there? And it's like. Oh, I thought this was a good idea. Like,
Okay, one thing I am surprised at that I just thought about though, because I didn't really think she was like this, you know.
Yeah.
But she saw. I was like going through my phone, and she saw. Okay, so my phone probably weird, but I don't delete any of my photos, you know.
Yeah,
I have a lot of past, like all my past relationships. I have like 7,000 pictures.
But it's not like you go.
Exactly. It's just all shit.
Yeah.
So I was like looking for something. I was going through my phone, and she saw an old picture of my girlfriend's skate, like ice skating.
Oh, okay.
Right? And I just like doing ice skating every once in a while. I thought it was a cool.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
it's like
no,
cool, you know what I mean?
I love it. Yeah.
So one day I was like, "Oh, let's go to the McMurtry Center. We'll go ice skating." She's like, "No, I don't want to do that." I go, "Why? What do you mean?" She goes, "Because I saw you and your ex were doing that, you know." And I was like, "What?" But she kind of was like messing with me too, you know.
Yeah.
But I could tell she kind of was like, "No, I don't want to do that."
Okay.
So there is, like you're saying, there is still maybe a bit.
Okay.
I think that is kind of human nature to be
Yeah.
not to be cliche, but what is it? It's like that Olivia Rodrigo song. That shit hits.
Okay.
You know what I mean? She's
Yeah.
talking about like you did that with her or
Yeah.
whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Or or I did that with him or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like it is. It's so because it is like whenever you find out, you're like, oh, this is fun, or like you go on a vacation, like, oh yeah, I did this with my ex. You're like, oh what?
Oh, damn.
Ah shit. So
Because
you're not experiencing this for the first time, you know? I don't know.
I saw that on a TikTok, and the guy was like pretending to be the girl, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, isn't this very pretty?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I already grabbed that before." Blah blah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that.
Yeah,
So I get
exactly.
exactly what you mean when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So I do want to end it here. I do want
Okay.
to really say thank you so much because I
No,
really
it's
did
fun.
enjoy talking
Yeah.
to you, getting to know you, and getting your perspective in your 30s, because sometimes 20s and like you said, it's just different from 30s.
Oh,
And
definitely. Yeah.
life experiences, things that we've all been through, and it's just curious, and I do really appreciate it. I
No,
just
I
wanted
had
you to know
fun.
that.
I'll come back anytime.
All right, thank you guys,
Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed
and like, subscribe, share all the good stuff, and see you guys soon.
Bye.